My good people, welcome back once again to Mugibson Meets. This time, I'll be joined by a very interesting guest, a young man doing amazing things in the world of entertainment and social connections, but also education that we shall get to know in the next minutes of interacting with him. Mugibson Meets, we basically profile and meet people who are making a difference and doing an incredible job in entertainment, lifestyle, business, and pretty much everything. Welcome with me, Phillip Kalinda from Tambula Concepts.
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. That's what you want to know.
To start with, your company is doing amazing things every single week at different locations with something called Tambula Corporate Quiz. Take us through what the quiz is all about and how it came to be as big as it is. I mean, we're doing 4 locations a week. I mean, that's huge. So take us through the story.
So it's a pretty long story. It's not as straightforward as it sounds. But basically, at the moment, what we are doing is we're offering people a chance to connect in a new way, like they've never connected before. What I see it now as is a chance for people, friends, colleagues, co-workers to just come together, come to a social place or space, and basically compete or play games together. Because if you notice right now, when friends or even a couple, when they go on a date, 2-3 minutes later they're on their own phones and everyone is doing like their own thing. So I personally felt we're taking that away. You could still use your phone now, but instead with your colleagues and you're playing games. So the idea is people come to our spaces and they form a group. They give their group a name. They use one phone, and we start giving them questions. It's a bit high intense because we give you limited time.
Yes.
Yeah, we give you 15 seconds usually, and in those 15 seconds, you're supposed to read the question, pick out an answer in the 4 options.
Most times they're all correct.
Exactly.
The most correct.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and the idea is when we are setting these questions, we try to trick them. So, but far from that, back to what I was saying. The idea is have high pressure. So it's like we're in a group right now, and the question has come, and in those 15 seconds, you have to figure out what the answer is. So we've come to learn that it creates excitement. It forms new relationships around people.
Yes.
Sometimes it may not go very well. For example, if Mugi gave me the wrong answer when I was assisting, it was A, and he's insisting it's B. Exactly, and then the answer shows it's B. I would look at him in some type of way of like, yo, I told you, or
that surprises.
Exactly. Or if you pass, you're like, yo, you see, I told you guys. Exactly. Exactly. So in that, people have to learn new ways of connecting with each other, or even just they get to learn a lot together, or they get to discover their strengths as well. You realize, for example, football round came on. Mugi knows a lot about football. If we went into movies,
you know the person, you have to have the follow.
Exactly, yeah, something of that sort. So we've learned that it creates that connection among people, and we believe that's a new way of connecting together. We know that you can just come out to your squad and you're like, guys, let's go win something of that sort. Exactly, yeah. And again, our concept comes down to also not just playing games. We try to marry so many wins. We want you, the person participating, to learn and also win prizes.
Yes.
And then also we married it with entrepreneurship, that we support SMEs or small businesses. So the idea with that is we partner with different businesses on every session, and we call them sponsors. And the idea of a sponsor is to give out prizes. So we do 5 normal rounds where we give out shots, courtesy of the host venue. The host venue, exactly. They give out shots for the first 5 rounds to different groups, and then the overall winner can take like a bottle of whiskey or a pitcher, or if you're Muslim, you can get like food, wings or pizza, whatever you're comfortable with. Then after that, we support the business as well, where we can tailor questions around the business's products and services, or just ask questions related to what they do.
Industry.
In the industry, exactly.
I think there was a time, I've attended, by the guys, around 20-something November will be 1 year of me being a dedicated corporate quiz attendee. Like, I don't think there's anyone who knows me, who doesn't know that I do quiz all the time. Like, what I found so interesting was the fact that one, you get to have real-time feedback of like, if you tapped B, but then your partner was telling you A, you know you need to shut the head up on the next one because your client think that that's also costing people nice things. But then just like any startup, any interesting idea and concept, somebody didn't just start, with this digital smartphone technology of, quick and instant answers. Kindly take us to how we arrive at what we have now and so on.
Okay, what we arrive at right now is an idea that dates back to 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, I had an idea where I would want people to play from home. The idea was for a TV show where Mugi is at home on a Sunday chilling. He knows there's this TV show where a TV presenter is going to come, say, okay guys, prepare, we're going to start the games right now, and he pulls out his phone and the questions start flowing on the TV. Question 1 comes, 15 seconds. The faster you answer, the more points you get, that whole gist. Yeah, that was the whole idea, but this was again 8 years ago. I have an email that I actually sent out to a developer friend 8 years ago. I was not good at developing. But fast forward to 2 years ago, I took a break from drinking. I was having challenges managing my alcohol. But when I took that break, I came down to having a lot of free time. And I had all these ideas that I always wanted to develop. And I also realized now I developed the skills. I gotten my master's in software development. I'd done so many projects. So I was like, but I still have my personal pet projects that I want to do, not focusing on profit making or what. Let me just attempt to do them.
Put the skills you've got, because by the time you go for a master's, it really shows that you are passionate about this one thing.
Exactly, yeah.
And you want to flourish and grow around it.
Exactly. Actually, my love for computers, just taking you further back into history, it started from when I was a kid. Like, my dad used to buy newspapers every day. Like
all parents, really.
Exactly, like all parents. But when he would buy them, he would have like a whole stash of them just there in the house. But I would look at them, I'm like, people need these to like wrap mandazi and samosas. I could sell this to someone. Yeah. So I'd get those newspapers and I would sell like 10 of them for 100 shillings. And as long as I made like 2,000 shillings, I would get that money and immediately run to a computer cafe just to like play about with a computer. I was just so fascinated by this computer thing where I would send Mugi messages like miles away from me, and I send a message and he receives it, he's able to reply. It just fascinated me. I'm like, how does this machine do this? Like, so that's how I fell in love with computers. And my O-level was always in like the computer lab.
Exactly.
The computer teacher was like my best friend. Exactly. So it dates back to that. Like, my passion for computers started from there. So all this quiz stuff is just a byproduct. But again, back to what you were saying, the idea of quiz, when I decided to pursue my ideas, that was one of them. So I was like, okay, I want to do this for TV, but where do I start from? Then when I reviewed the idea, I was like, okay, we could start with schools. But then in schools, they don't allow smartphones. I was like, okay, what can I do? So I
can also do that technicality of, how parents, families does not feel safe with strangers.
Exactly.
And that stuff.
Exactly, things of that sort. So I was like, I have the ability to create a buzzer of some sort. So I created a buzzer. It took me a time to assemble. We had 3D print stuff, connect wires here and there. How do we recharge that device? It has to have A, B, C, D, things of that sort. So I created something like that. Over time, I created like 15 pieces of them, and they were there, and then we're like, okay, let's attack schools. But of course, there's all this bureaucracy in schools. So that was also a challenge in itself. We tried to approach schools, but it didn't work. So again, I ended up with a product that was just there seated on my shelf. But then the people that I work with in the office had recognized its value there. So I realized, okay, let's start by playing in the office. So in the office every Friday, I was like, let me put some form of reward to entice my friends to come and play this game that I've created. So we had a TV in the office, we'd plug in the laptop, give everyone a buzzer, and then we'd start playing. The win after like 3 rounds, we get like a KFC meal on me, something of that sort. So it became a culture in the office.
And so you give something that people a reason to look for.
Exactly,
every week, like at least one thing I know from myself, one day we will be like, okay, it's Tuesday, we know where to be.
Exactly.
If I'm able to make it for Tuesday,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, so it kind of created
a culture. Exactly.
Around,
yeah. And it became like our team building platform. Like that's how we build our team. Like come Thursday evening, everyone was scaring the other. Yo, tomorrow I'm gonna show you guys what's up. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna show you. Yeah. Something of that sort. So it stayed out as a culture like that. So we'd have friends who would visit the office and they would participate with us. So somewhere like, yo, why don't you take this thing to bars? Like bars have all these quiz things happening. You could take this and, I don't know, generate some money from it. I was like, you know why not? So we approached several bars that were running quiz at that time. And to be honest, like any new thing, we're not really welcomed with opening arms. Like
very few organizations or individuals are willing to take a risk.
Exactly.
Ideas, mostly if you're not like known.
Exactly, you're not known. They've never seen it anywhere.
That's the Ghana story.
Exactly, yeah. So trust me, it was in that moment when I approached the first location and I approached the quiz master of that place, and he was very negative towards it. He told me this thing can't work, whatever, we do things a certain way around here. Like it could have put me down, and I'll be honest, it sort of did. Yeah, then another week came.
Passion,
exactly.
You approach this way like, this guy.
Yeah, like I wish they knew. Like you try to explain to them the feeling it generates for you when you're in the office, but they're still not getting it. So I was like, what am I going to do? So that first like 2 weeks, I first gave up ish, and then I was like, you know what? Again, friends would come. They're like, yo, take this thing to the bar. Like it's lit. You get. So again, I visit another location. So the second place I visited, they're a bit receptive, but they're like, we'll give you 1 round. Yeah, so they gave me 1 round.
Just the water.
Exactly, yeah. So, okay, they are like, okay, we appreciate it a bit. Then I'm like, okay, let's get to the money bit. Can you like give me a small dividend?
Yeah.
I train you on how to use the product and whatever.
Then you come and connect.
Exactly. Again, they were not, okay, I wouldn't say they were negative towards it, but they were like, okay, we already have a huge expense on the quiz night. We can't really afford to add anything more to it, and we're already doing things a certain way. So again, I sort of gave up again. But then fast forward to like 1 month down, I was like, there's this place that I hung out where, I mean, they don't have quiz or anything, but it's an opportunity for me to just start from there. Like, let me just start from there. And that place is Terrace. I used to hang out there a lot. Like, I liked their cocktails, I liked the crowd, it sort of met my energy.
I feel like that speaks to that foundation. So start from where you are.
Exactly,
like, start with what you have.
What you have before you try to get your claws into other stuff.
So you move to Terrace.
Yeah, so like look to the nearest thing that's around you. So I'm like, I got Terrace a lot. I've made so many friends there. I know how the whole space operates. So I was like, let me start from there. So I look for the owner of the place. I get down a meeting with him. I'm like, yo, take a risk on me. I trust in this product. I know you're not into this business. You don't have like a quiz night, but just take a risk on me. One night, whatever happens after that night, we'll see. And
pick it up from there.
Exactly. And since then, it was history. But just to give you again how again we moved the Terrace. So the first night starts, we come with our buzzers. We've advertised, but even after a lot of advertising, it's mostly our friends who came to support us. And yeah, we managed to gather enough groups, at least 15 groups at that time. We gave I know.
And on your first night?
On our first night, yeah. So we got like, we had a projector, we put it there. It was all like a sketchy setup, but we managed. I mean, the people that came, they had a hell of a time, like a blast. And when I look back in that moment, like, I looked around and I'm like, yo, this thing can actually work. You get like, so yeah, we started first night, second night, third night.
Because you did mention earlier in our conversation that you guys filled up the entire parking, the upper parking, outside, the entire lane.
Yo, it was like we reached a point where Terrace was the only place where we're doing this. And people, of course, naturally, when they hear about new things happening, you know, Uganda, new things, they're like, FOMO. So people start hearing about this night, this corporate quiz night. That's what we called it, corporate quiz night. They're like, like there are some games that happen every Wednesday. You should check them out. What? So we became like a go-to. So we moved away now from the buzzers because we only had 15 buzzers. The groups had grown. The demand was now more. We reached a point where we have like 30 groups. We're filling up the entire terrace. We had to keep hiring furniture like to accommodate everyone. It became serious. Like we just knew every Wednesday it was going to be a blast again. Yeah, so that became now a culture, terrace, and then we realized, okay, terrace is getting too full. Most of our loyal customers were complaining, I come, I don't have where to sit, I'm not getting my drinks on time. Again, because it was just too much. Yeah, exactly, they were beyond what we expect. Like, wouldn't believe would fill up the entire parking and the entire street all the way up to British Council. Like, cars were just every Wednesday by like 6, 7, there was nowhere to sit. You get?
If you not left sound,
exactly, yeah,
just be like,
exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, that's how we started. We moved there from the bazaars. We did a mobile application.
Because
now,
you're a developer.
Exactly, yeah, I'm a developer, and I had to look for growth as well. Like, how do we accommodate more groups? You get? So yeah, we decided to create a web app. You come with a group, you just use one phone, you create an account. Next time when you come, just log into your account and you get something of that sort. Exactly, yes. So with people's phones, it was much easier. People take care of their phones more than the buzzers. So yeah, that's how we grew, and then we realized, okay, terrace is not enough space now. We need to expand. Yeah, so that's how we came to open up Shisanyama and Bogolovi. And if our model was number one, focus on supporting small businesses, which was through the sponsorships that I told you. Also geographical, keep it geographical. That
within the locations people frequent.
Exactly. Now, if I'm giving an example, terrace was covering Kololo.
Yes.
When we went to Shisanyama, we're trying to tap into Bugolovi market. Exactly. Yeah. Then we opened up Olives as well to tap into the Nagoro market.
Yes.
Something of that. So later we went into Moyenga, Zara Garden, wherever.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we are
exactly
Klamato to cover Bukoto. But all those, what would assure the bar owners that when you're with us, we're not going to put on you competition. Like if terrace is in Kololo, we're not going to go to your neighbor.
Then you put at Riders.
Exactly, you put at Riders. Yeah, your next door. So we're sure you have a monopoly. You get. So that also gave us it allows the bar owner to be confident that it's just me with this product in this area. So it allows them to exercise their monopoly. You get.
Yes.
So
because my question would be why would because I mean those who attend it like have the experience and the innovation and everything.
Yeah.
But then now the challenge could be maybe like to try out maybe a new location.
Exactly.
So how do you work on investing that trust in them? But like you tap on that by saying, like you mentioned, you assure them that it's only you guys who are going to get this, and so that gives them like a reassurance, you know,
exactly,
this exclusivity on this
exactly
particular day.
Exactly.
But then also, how else can like they be sure that because most of like when it's starting, there is that doubt of will it work? Like imagine before you could get to us, there's another point in between there. So right now, if like you're approaching a new client, how would they be reassured that this is going to work? It's going to
work. So number one, usually we don't even approach the bars most of the time. We again try to pride ourselves because when I was starting out, like I told you, it's just collect the least amount of money you can collect and have like 100 bars all over Uganda, giving you that figure, and then maybe you can make money off that. Exactly. But then my fiance is like, Philip, no, don't do that, because she saw me struggling. I was going to Nigeria, the gardens, to market it. She would be Obamoya in each bar, stressing a lot, and all of them, like, especially, it was exactly not as good. Yeah, so she just told me, Philip, just focus on what you have right now, build that, people will hear about it, like people will know about it, you get. And it's true that other locations be like, hey, yo, how can we get that service? How can we also do it at our location, something of that. So, and of course, when we would go there, we would not assure them that we are going to assure you instant success, but we just tell you, for us, as Tambula, we pride ourselves in our product.
So it's the product that does the speaking.
It's a product that does the speaking. We're like, if the minute someone comes into contact, like Mugi has been playing since November. You get like, and he's been a constant participant. You get. For us, that's what we pride ourselves in. The idea is just give people nice, interesting questions every week to keep them engaged and motivated. Next week, they're like, you know what, let's come again. It's not about the questions, the sponsors. You get, like, when you have crazy sponsors like blankets and wine, or you're giving people vouchers go to Chaninga Lodge, you get, like, things like that. It's a bit enticing.
It's a bit exciting.
Exactly,
to have such a thing running, because I mean, I've attended close to that year, but it's been so consistent, because I think that's what kills most things. Consistency. But of course, also consistency is achieved by teamwork. So tell us about your team. I mean, you and who does what?
Yeah, so our team is composed of several people, and the idea is, okay, me, I'm like the technical person, like the software and whatnot, that's what I'm good at. But when it comes to things like socializing or hosting people or inviting, knowing so many people, or even marketing, that is not my strong suit. Like, I personally am not big on social media. Like, if you check on Twitter, I'm not on Twitter. Instagram, I stopped using it like 2 years ago. So most of the social media platforms, they're not really going to find me. So I realized I have to get into bed with people who are good at that. That's why, for example, at Terrace, I had to work with Miss Cherry on top, because she was already doing karaoke at Aleph, exactly, and it was a success. So that's why she's been a host at Terrace. She knows how to mobilize people, get things going. Exactly, yeah. So her job was, for example, get people to come. My job was entertain them, you get, and when the two work, you have success. And then, of course, I'm not a proper MC, although sometimes I do it. Yeah, sometimes I step in for my hosts and MCs. But again, I had to work with people who are good at that. And the idea was, don't call yourself a quiz master. Just call yourself an MC. Look at yourself as an MC. Like, just crack your jokes. These people, exactly, if you see like Mugi's team has failed, like, you know, can't kill them, diss them, do something of that sort. So that was the whole idea. So I had to partner with people of different skill sets and mindsets. So you realize now, in that sense, now that is just one. When we started out, I was putting in most of the questions. I had another colleague who would help me. We were just two guys. But again, I realized that's not my strong suit. When it comes to things like animation, I don't know that. You get. So I had to look for people again who know different things about different things. So we call them authors.
So you mean to say the question are not authored by you?
They are not. Yes, some are.
So all along, I thought by being over there,
I know. Actually, very many people, when they approach me, but they're like, "You give us answers."
And sometimes also for things the hosts have the answers.
Exactly, but they don't.
Many people have like approached us like, "But you guys, you'll be sitting with the host."
I know, and they think.
But you just have to have fun.
Exactly,
So just maybe you are laughing too much.
Exactly, And that's actually one of the things we've held as like our standard. Like, don't give out answers because you're my friend. I'm going to come and give you all the answers. Because yes, in the system, I can log in and see the answers, but I'm not going to do that. I feel like it takes away the competitiveness, the fun of it. So sometimes I just joke with guys. I'm like, but it's something we try not to. We don't share the answers. So so we have authors, people who log into, they have their own logins into the system. Every week, one has a requirement to do 10 quizzes, another one has to do like 5, another one 3. Even me, sometimes I pitch in. Also, the host can pitch in on like the music rounds, things of that
sort. For example, let's say we have someone called this. Okay, let me say myself. Fisher. Let's say so as an author, I'll be like, maybe I want to around like banks. So meaning I want to come and input my 10 questions.
Yes.
Put input later.
There are 21 actually. That's not standard.
So I want to come and put in my 21 questions on bank. And that will be it.
Yes.
Then another author will put in, maybe if you're going to discuss maybe life.
Exactly.
Then another, if you're going to maybe discuss shoes.
Exactly.
How does Phillip know all these things?
I know exactly. No, me honestly, I reached the point when we were just starting out where I was mentally fatigued. I had to improve the software, come up with new games. Like I told you, it's not just quizzing there. We have Word Rush, we have we can show you videos of movies and you'll figure it out.
Yes.
I'd figure out a way of putting all that in, like fast fingers, come up with like new games, not just quiz, because
interactive.
keep it interactive, yeah, music rounds, things of that sort. So I had to do that. Then I had to put in the questions. I had to come on site and set up. You get like, it was a lot of work. Yeah, it was overwhelming. So at some point you have to delegate. So I was like, you know what? Let me get people who have more time to do the authoring of the quizzes. So if, for example, I met Mugi at Olives and it's like, hey, yo, I want a round on banking. I'm not going to rush and do it. I'll just text one of the authors and like, yo, do a round on banking. You get, people have demanded me for that, something of that sort. So that's at least how we've been operating. Even me pitching sometimes, but I try not to focus on that.
Because the number of times I played, sometimes to look for which I offer them a way how performance.
Yeah, no, yes. So it's mostly been like that, and then we reached a point where, so for example, in the start, the product was on fire. Like everyone wanted it. I reached a point where we had pizza connection. We had like 5 or 6 locations running in a week. And then also we had introduced the live games. The live games.
By the games, if you don't know about the live games, so these go happen on Sunday from 3 p.m.
Yeah, from 3 p.m.
So how they work is we have a WhatsApp group. In case you're interested in joining, DM me, send me inbox me, send me a message. So what happens is we do log in with our usual account details, and then we do a session, usually session number 44.
Yeah, it's called 44, yes.
So then they give us the various questions. However, the beauty of it is you play from right where you are. And Phillip can tell us more about the prizes because they're exciting and extremely popular.
Yes, so when you say all the live games on Friday, and the idea was we wanted to partner with alcohol brands, so that they could give us alcohol to give people on Friday to party, like party. Yeah, like pre-game, you get like alcohol from UBL, either Crate or Uganda Waraji, something like you enjoy. So that was the concept initially. But then, of course, those partnerships take time and whatever. So initially, I had to pitch in with some of my profit and put it on the line. We're like, okay, we're giving out money to the win of every round, something of that sort. Sometimes if we had extra gifts like tickets to a show, whatever we had. Exactly, yeah. So it was happening every Friday, but there was lack of inconsistency because on Friday, it was happening Friday at 5. So at Friday, people are leaving work, they're in the cars. Exactly. So by the time people would come in to participate, they've missed some few rounds. So we're like, let's do it on Sunday at 3 p.m. when everyone is comfortable in their own space. It's much easier. So yeah, initially we were doing it weekly. At that time, the prices were not easy to get a hold of as well.
Because you were chipping in.
Exactly, yeah. And also we had to create new 5 different sets of questions, different from what people had played in the bars. Because if Mugi had played a quiz at Olives, and exactly, if I see that Mugi has played it, I cannot play it on Sunday or on live games because I know you'll have advantage over everyone else. So we also had that challenge. So we actually first took a break where we're doing it once a month. Yeah, then it's until later actually this year, that's when we're like, okay, we are back to every week. Yeah, but every Sunday at 3 p.m. and the prize is you win 20k for each round, and you can only win once. We took away the overall winner thing because, again, at the moment, I had to pitch into my own pocket to push the whole thing. Yeah, so at the moment, that's how it's been running. Sunday, 3 p.m., you have to be in the WhatsApp group to get the whole coordination gist and everything. And then you also have to have your account. But the people who have managed to play it 2 or 3 times now know how it works. Again, it's
the best part about it must be the banter of it.
Yeah, the banter in the group. Exactly, yeah.
It brings back the school vibe of
exactly, yeah.
And then you're having like this team passing this team.
Exactly,
and then,
yeah.
It's real time.
It's really, really interesting because I like people dissing each other. Like I can diss Mugi. I don't even know Mugi. I've never met him, but I can just, if Mugi wins like the book authors round, I'm going to be on his case. I'm like, oh Mugi, you're a teacher or whatever. What? Like you get it?
I'll be like, we know that drunk.
Yeah, we know the drunkards. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So it's that's mostly live games. You get. So it's back to we're doing 5 locations, 6 locations
at
the time. Chisasi, Wea, Muyenga, Bukolobi. But like the technicalities were just too much. It was a lot to deal with. You get. So we revised our model. We're like, no, keep it corporate, few locations. That's it. You get. So we streamed down back to 3 locations. You get. We're like, in those 3 locations, okay, we can manage 4, but 3. We moved away from this model of, because now like on Thursday we'd have like 2 or 3 locations. We reached the point where Thursday we had Pizza Connection, Shisanyama, and Zara Gardens, and all of them we had to set up. They all needed projectors. They all needed.
People have to be there to coordinate that, because I realize the biggest part is in, oh my god, my phone, it's not logging in.
Even the new participants register me, whatever, things of that sort. So it was a lot of work. It was a lot to manage. It was a lot. So we had to scale back down. We realized the model of make it hard to get actually takes you further. You get like. So we're like, with 3 locations, we're going to keep it corporate. If you want it, you'll find it there. If you're in Entebbe, we don't care. Like, just come to Kampala. That's where it is. You get.
But again, also the good part is you also have something for them. I mean, that's
exactly.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So at least they know.
If I can't make it, actually that was the goal. Yeah. Look forward. Sunday 3 p.m. I can still win something. Exactly. Yeah. So
what I understand is, there's the live. Is it the Engage? There's the live version.
Exactly. Yeah. Engage is like when you're in the bar, you can look at the projector, see the questions there, and you just tap either A, B, C, D. So that one doesn't take data.
Yes.
But live means you're loading in all the images, all the different options, like everything, the timer. You're in sync with what's happening on the main controlling platform. You get. So that's the one we use on Sunday, live games. That's why we call it live games.
My internet people and people in Chikutwe,
Busia,
Bukedea. If you want to experience it, you just have to wait for Sunday and go to play.tumblr.3g. But then aside the bars and the different locations you do, I do understand that you also do private parties and also small gatherings.
Yeah.
So tell us more about how that works.
So that one as well, of course we say about private parties, like people would meet us in the bar. They're like, yo, how can I have this like in my office or my birthday, things of that sort, and we were able to offer that product. So we got people who had birthdays, but we would not just come and give you the same old questions. Be like, okay, it's Mugi's birthday. We ask the person organizing Mugi's birthday, like, give us 15 questions about Mugi, maybe which month he was born, where he did his high school, exactly, favorite color, exactly. Little details, but that are a bit funny. So those 15 questions, then you're like, give us another 15 questions about the people who are going to participate. Now, those don't even have to be questions. You can just give us the picture of Mugi's friend and his name. Then we'll just put this picture, tell us this person's third name. You get A, B, C, D. You get.
They're not so deep, like to get, because I realize quiz is about the fun, you don't have it overthinking.
Exactly, you don't have to
overthink.
Exactly, yeah. And people are drinking, so we realized customizing it to Mugi made it even extra fun. You get, like, if I reach there and I'm Mugi's friend and I see a picture of myself and they're asking about my name, you get, there's that personal attachment. So we realized that was also a good thing. So we now offer that service, but it's not just that. We started team building now, where we're going to corporate companies and we again get customized questions about company structure, company employees, KPIs, products, partners, and we quiz people about that. You get. And then also generally you can also ask them general knowledge questions. So that's team building within the company. And then we took it further. We're like, we can also do corporate fundraising. So the fundraising bit is we added a feature in the system where for example, fundraising, let's say Mugi is getting married, we're like, we need to collect money for Mugi. So we come into the system, we create questions about the couple. Like I said, customized questions about the couple, let's say 15 questions. Then when people, before we start, we set an amount. We're like, for each question you fail,
you could
you'll be
let's say
charged
10 bob.
exactly 10,000 shillings
Yeah.
for each question you're going to fill about the couple. You
Yes,
get
yeah.
or about Mugi or whatever we are fundraising for. So when it starts, the same way when you click and you see oops that you've failed, it will just add 5k on your account. So instead of seeing your points, now you're seeing your money tally go up. You get so the more you fail, the more 10k adds, exactly, the more money you have to add. If you pass, you remain on where you are. So that was the idea. So we did that for.
That's so innovative.
Yeah,
I never thought of it that.
Exactly. So we started doing that for people at their wedding launches, and it was a fun way. It took away the whole idea of people coming at wedding launches and they just
because I realized
exactly, yeah,
you work so
hard to exactly,
most of the let's say maybe the MC is not much of a talker.
Yeah.
Or there are not people who like tend to be too buzzy and
even the audience itself, like you get some people who are very quiet, some people are just going to be stiff. But with this, you sort of force money out of people, but in a fun way.
And also, I feel like it also like serves as an icebreaker because
exactly, it's an icebreaker.
Each other.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I mean, I'll be that guy. Maybe I know that guy, but I don't know the chick.
Exactly, yeah.
So I will really try just to try maybe keep quiet and then zone out, be on phone.
Actually, you said it right. It's an icebreaker. Because imagine we come, they're like different friends of Mugi. They form their groups. So yes, we put the 10k, but let's say we fail 7 questions. That would be 70k. So the MC would come to our group. Amongst all of us, we
discuss
how we're going to raise the 70k. You clear it. You're like, okay, that's done. You're like, okay, bring on second round. But the overall winner at the end of, let's say, 5 rounds, we'll give them like a big prize. You get? So it allows people to work towards something.
And it breaks the monotony.
Exactly, yeah.
I feel like people take those things kind of too serious.
Yeah, too serious.
And I feel like one of the future things of Tambula should probably be taking this to court. Because
I know.
The court, there's so much tension in court.
I know, like they need first to calm down a bit, so we managed to do that as well. We felt to fundraise money for different causes, not just wedding launches, but of course it applies more to wedding launches. We hope for collect money. There's someone we hope to collect almost 5 million shillings within a space of like an hour, just people playing games and having a good time. Yeah, something of that. So it's a nice icebreaker, but it's also very engaging. So yeah, that's one of the other avenues. So it's team building, wedding parties, birthday parties, whatever you want, any form of gathering. Be it it's your son's birthday, we'll do something for you, whatever you feel like.
I really like that customer because I never thought of it like a lot of family gatherings because I feel like most young people avoid family gatherings because of the toxicity.
Exactly.
But this offers also like a scapegoat.
Exactly. Just take away all that energy and create a different new energy, more positive energy, more fun energy, a more competitive energy. Like some families, for example, people take long to see each other and they don't have conversations. But with this, you create conversations about either the person you're celebrating or the issue at hand.
And it sparks conversation because I mean, like, let's say now, of course, since this thing is kind of like entertainment mostly.
Yeah.
So if it comes in like towards the time maybe when you're about to go for a lunch break, there people actually don't have real conversations.
Exactly,
like, oh my god. Can you imagine on a birthday and you're like, I'm actually the elder brother.
Exactly, yeah.
Then be like, with the guys, this is someone's birthday. Okay, Jackson, come here, boy. Like I feel like it now creates
it allows people to know each other more. It opens new channels of communication. And it applies to companies as well. It's what we've experienced actually. That I could be working with Mugi for 3 years and I don't know his birthday, I don't know where he stays, I don't know his second name, like I don't know his interests, but that question could pop up in a quiz and I see, this guy actually likes swimming. I also like swimming. That sparks, you get new connection.
And also still on that, because one other thing among corporate companies, this one I know is no secret Santa.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part of everyone's to be like, okay, now
what gift exactly?
But
because you don't know the person exactly.
But now, because of this, you'll easily be able to to
navigate and know. Okay, actually, we played a quiz where we figured out this guy is into shoes or is into.
Or you want to maybe surprise your boss. I feel like
Exactly, yeah.
Tambula is doing like so many amazing things.
Yeah.
I could talk to Philip all day, but of course we have to keep it not so long for you guys. So in case someone is wishing to have Tambula, because I mean, like you say, like you mentioned, we do fewer locations, but it sounds such an exciting concept. I mean, I would love to have it, and maybe let's say have an album listening party.
Exactly.
So how does one get in contact with
So to make it easy, number one, the first way you can reach out to us is on the internet. You can just go to tambula.ug. We've just been trying to improve our connections on social media. Right now we are still trying to make it work, but if you're on Twitter, you can just look for Corporate Quiz. If you're again on Instagram, you can just look for Corporate Quiz. Yeah, Tambula Corporate Quiz, exactly, yeah. Those are the ways you can reach us on social media. Or Mugi will also maybe share with you my phone number. But again, to keep it simple, just go and put in tambula.ug. You get all the information, at least summarized information about what we do, what we are trying to do, how we are trying to change society, our goals. I mean, we're trying to now go into education. We're trying to, I don't know, I feel like education is now our end goal. We also still want to achieve our main goal of being on TV, where you can play from home, but you're watching a TV show, you win big prizes. So we still have a long journey. We feel the bar is just like a tip of the iceberg.
And I do understand that from a personal point of view. You're a person who is always, hungry for growth and looking for the next big thing. Yeah. So beyond the bars and what would you say is the future of Tambula?
So our future at the moment, to be honest, right now, when I look 5 years from now, my idea is to see, I want a teacher to come into class in the morning and teach kids about photosynthesis, and after teaching them, later in the evening, give them a quiz, 10 questions about what he taught them. I feel like that will bring in a more playful culture in class. And because I was a student once, you were a student, I imagine, as well. And when we were in class, we took things so serious. Sometimes guys would just sleep. But if I know there's a game later to be played in the evening, I'll concentrate and learn this photosynthesis thing like more.
Because like with a reward system of the mind.
Exactly, with the reward, there's something coming. Whereas right now the reward thing comes in 1 month later when you've done the midterm exams, and then they have to read your name among the participants. But imagine if it was happening every day, and these data banks could be stored. Photosynthesis can be done today, but the same quiz could be played next year and the year after that, and they keep refining the data. It could be shared among schools, create school competitions. So that whole culture, if we bring it into schools, and then kids learn how to interact more with each other, how to work together, how to trust each other, how to forgive each other, because those are some of the elements we've been trying to push. Like in your group, like what you said earlier, you could give me the wrong answer now, but you could have the right answer in the next question, and I could look at you in the next one. I was like, oh my god, I should have again. So it creates that back and forth.
I think also the element of teamwork is encouraged.
Exactly.
I think that's where even most companies struggle to
make
people that are working with each other, but maybe they don't like the idea of having fun with each other.
Exactly. They have to bear.
But now I feel like now with this, it also like
it eases,
builds kids to grow up
knowing how to work with each other, also how to compete. Competition is also a good thing. You need that to grow, like at some point, because if you don't have competition, you're just going to remain where you are. So if we create that culture of competition, teamwork, togetherness,
plus I feel like plus accountability, because
exactly,
we shall know.
Exactly, there's no way.
Most times as adults, I think the biggest problem is in accepting falling short.
That's true.
But now with this, if it's a thing we brought among the children, let's say 13 year olds, they're going to grow up knowing, whatever you do, consequence.
Exactly,
now you've posted your guys' shot.
You're like, Mugi told us he's the mastered movies, and now he's made us fail. Like, Mugi has to now look at them and be like, guys, I'm sorry I let you down, but next round, maybe next time, something like that. So there are very many emotions that are evoked. Also working under pressure.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things we feel. We believe we have to force people to think fast.
Yes.
Mugi could be with his team there are 5 guys, but they have to make a decision within 15 seconds. The best decision. So yes, what you've said is right. Best decision making. In life, that is a very key element. We need that. And not just decision making, but fast decision making. You get? Trusting your instincts is another thing. So many times I'm sure you've been there and you've seen your instincts have told you it's A, but you're like, no, I think it could be B, but then you realize later it was A.
It was actually, it was C, all the above.
Exactly, yeah. So,
exactly,
yeah.
After you tell you, oops.
Exactly. So, back to our future. Right now, we feel if we can embed this in the education system, we believe it will create a playful culture in school, number one, where kids, even if on weekends, they're excited to go into these quiz competitions, play together or learn. We believe with that playful culture, you will find that kids will actually be eager to learn. They'll be eager to compete amongst each other. Like the whole dynamic of education will be different, you get. So that's why we want to move the focus away from buzz and focus it on where we believe the tool would perform better, be very effective, which we believe is in schools. Of course, we know we're going to face resistance here and there, but we are very determined. We believe we've tested it, we've seen how human beings react to it in bars. How about in schools? So yeah, right now our goal is that, to push it in schools. But also Tambula itself, personally I'm a tech guy, like I'm a software developer, and I don't just rest. That is just one product that I managed to do. Of course, it has swollen up to take up a lot of, exactly, to have so many avenues here and there. I mean, on weekends, this one is calling you team building, on birthday, Sunday, you have to do this, you have to do that.
I remember.
Exactly, yeah. So there's a lot going on right now, but Tambula in itself, if you hear the word concepts, there are so many products that we want to roll out, either in payment gateways or in transport or in advertising. Again, back to also supporting small businesses. There are very many things that we're trying to do, all in that one channel of technology, you get. By using technology to form connections, that is our main goal, to bring people together in a more playful culture, something of that sort. So yeah, it's a bit of a mix of everything, but right now our short-term goal is to venture into education, make that a success. Any other products, I'll be letting you know maybe in the next talk, but for now, yeah, our main goal is that.
Amazing. Yeah. Guys, that's been Phillip Kalinda. He works with Tambula Concepts. You guys will be us exciting quizzes. And if you think you can handle me, I do represent Team Warriors. You can always find us at the location I frequent the most, which is always every Tuesday. Phillip, do share your partnerships with me.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I don't think I've ever done this before, to be honest.
That's so well.
No, honestly, I just imagine, let me just speak to you and just tell you what I think. But thank you for the opportunity. I believe this has just told me that I need to put myself more out there. I've thought of going to radio shows and everything, but I'm always in my comfort zone, being taken up by, so many people have told me, you should go to TV and, get interviewed about what you're doing. But again, I'm more in my comfort zone. It's until someone reaches out, like how you reached out, you're like, we need to talk about this, something of that sort. But yeah, it was a pleasure. You may not know me. Again, my name is Phillip. I'm a tech lover. I love computers. I love creating things. I love getting my hands, into complex problems. I love creating things that have not been created before. I believe it's very easy to go out there and, get tomatoes from the village, bring them to the market, make a profit off them. But I believe we could do more than that as human beings. We've been blessed with a mind that is very creative, and we ought to use that to create. We shouldn't always, try to do what everyone has done for the sake of making money. We actually have skills within us that we need to capitalize on. Again, I would advise anyone out there, if you have a passion and you have a dream, don't give up on it. Keep pushing. just go on and create it. Start with the little you have. You just never know where it could end up. I mean, I honestly never saw myself doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I never saw myself doing that at this stage. But it just started out as, you know what, like I've had this idea for a long time. Let me go and do it. And it's through doing what I love that somehow the profit follows. Like, you just now see where you're going. You have a base to build off that. So I would advise anyone out there, like, if you have a passion, wake up tomorrow and start. Don't wait for, I don't know, a loan or everything to align. Just start with what you have. Take one step at a time every day. Keep growing, keep building. Don't settle for where you are. Keep challenging yourself. Right now, I don't have any competition in the industry, but I still have that growth mindset. I still want to add more. I feel like I want Mugi to come tomorrow and have a different experience. You get, like, invoke new feelings.
Constantly evolve.
Exactly, constantly, yeah. Because that is our nature as human beings. You're supposed to keep growing. Otherwise, you'll be like water that just stays in one place and stagnates. But if you're flowing and moving and trying to grow, I believe the sky is the limit. Personally, I'm not yet at my limit, but yeah, I believe there's a lot to be done. The team is still growing. We still have loads and loads of ideas that we want to put there. Again, also, if you're passionate about anything to do with quiz or logic, and maybe you want to work with Tambula, you can still reach out to me. You can check out our website, get my contact, reach out to me, see maybe how we can partner together. We mentioned supporting small businesses as well. If you have your business and you want to put it out there, we offer a free platform. Yes, mind you, it's free. We don't charge people for sponsoring. Just have to have something to give out to the crowd. We'll put up your adverts for free, everything.
Create some questions and then
also we create some questions for you. All that is done for free. Our goal right now is to support business, because we know how expensive it is to advertise, to get your product out there for people to know it. But you never know, you could meet your next customers at our next quiz event. So yeah, if you have your business, your product, and you want to put it out there, if you sell cakes, you do what, I don't know, anything of that sort, shop, I don't know, you sell clothes, and you want to present your product to the public, we have hundreds and hundreds of people that we interface with every week, so you could have an opportunity to work with us as well. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. There's a lot we could do together, and yeah, when we work together as human beings, we can achieve so much rather than working as individuals. So yes, if you feel like there's something that has said that has impacted you, or that has evoked certain ideas in you, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm ready to buy you the coffee as long as you're ready to just exchange ideas. Yes.
If you listened all the way up to this minute, thank you for being awesome. It's been a very special cup of coffee conversation shared with Phillip Kalinda. We do look forward to the next one. You never know, share fish, but do remember to share with a friend who think might pick a thing or two from this conversation. Mugibson, Patrick, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.